What most people don't know about dropping out is that it's a huge problem, but it's solvable. So I'm Hydra Mendoza. I'm the Senior Advisor on Education and Family Services for Mayor Edwin Lee here in San Francisco. And I'm also Commissioner on the San Francisco Board of Education. And when I first came onto the school board, we were seeing suspensions and expulsions in high numbers. And as we started to kind of dig a little bit deeper in these suspensions and expulsions, we started to look, we started to say, well, can you give us their grades for the last 4 years? Can you give us more information about, their family history? Can you give us a little bit more about, anything else that's been going on in their academic life? And starting to lay all of those pieces together instead of just saying, Johnny got in a fight and he, brandished a knife. Get them out of there. We wanted to really understand the student better because students were getting thrown out of classes because of willful or what was considered willful defiance, whether that was talking, while the teacher was delivering a lesson, or, standing up in the classroom without really understanding, well, he had a cramp in his leg and, oh no, he was being disruptive, get him out of here. So, it was really kind of saying, you can't just be kicking out our kids because, there's a disruption in the classroom. And so how do we change the culture around making that so easy to have happen? And I think one of the things that we discovered was there were these patterns of both lots of attendance issues, missing school, truancy notices, on top of poor grades, D's and F's, and kids were still graduating onto the next grade level with D's and F's. And then we were also seeing that, that they were, that they had support systems, but they were seeing 3 or 4 social workers who never spoke to each other because of privacy and confidentiality issues. And so how do you support a student when none of these pieces are even being considered and none of these pieces are coming together to come up with a resolution that would benefit the student, instead of just saying, okay, get them out of this school and send them to that school, or have them be out of class for 5 days? It's not helpful. And I think students were figuring out, what, I'm just going to get pushed out, or I'll get in trouble so that they can tell me I can't come to school, and that'll be my reason for not coming to school. Over the last few years, we started to do restorative justice. One of the best stories that I heard was, a couple of students that had gotten suspended for graffiti, and they had to come and meet with the custodian who cleans up the graffiti after them. And what his job is as a result and consequence of their behavior. And at the end, it blossomed into a more respectful relationship, and one where the students were actually helping the custodian with the damage that they did, on their own. And that's kind of just an example of some of the resolves that you can come up with when you approach these kinds of issues differently. For the summer, we're going to be looking at providing 7,000 jobs for our youth. And this is just such a great way to be in a work environment that they've never been able to have access to. Coming in and understanding in the technology field the multiple layers that of education that you need in order to get these multiple layers of jobs that are available. My day job, as I like to call it, is serving as the mayor's advisor. So any institution that is in San Francisco, I have a connection with in some capacity. My elected position on the school board actually came about after taking the position in the mayor's office. And then having me on the inside as a school board member allows me to share with the mayor where we are, not only in our strategy, but in our vision and where our challenges lie. What are those resources and services that the city has that we can provide, and be more efficient about how we deliver those, because we're really thinking about it on a regular basis and how it impacts not only healthcare and public safety and workforce development and all of the things that the city's responsible for. If we're not educating our kids, then all of those pieces are going to be deeply impacted. So why not work together with the school district to help educate and support our kids so that we have also better outcomes? And really not just solving for the dropout and making sure that he or she stays in school, but what are the opportunities that we're going to provide for them when they get through this? And just, reminding them how valuable they are, no matter where they are and what their environment is, and that they have a lot to share and they should not hesitate to share it.